There's a bit of caution on this. If you've had like I haven't had a history of a disc injury, okay? Mine's more of a problem where I'm hyperlordotic in my lower back, and I've had a history of a very tight neural tension down my legs when I was younger. So I can afford to do this exercise quite a lot, but I've still got to be careful. But those of you who have had a disc problem, you need to be careful with this because it is going into flexion with a lot of neural tissue wind up, okay? So if you've got a current disc bulge, you're not going to be doing this at all, right? If you've got a history of disc bulge, I'll show you what to do after this to counteract. So here's the start point. With this one, don't make the mistake of straightening the legs because that's going to bring that neural tension on straight away. You won't be able to do anything, okay? So for people who, they stand there and go, I can't touch my toes, I can't touch my toes, it's probably not your hamstring length, it's probably the neural tissue through here that's really preventing you. So bend your knees, take that out of the equation. So from that point there, I've got the band on my toes. So at this point here, what I can do is I can do some flossing. So just like you're flossing your teeth, when you've got a tight piece of dental floss, you pull it one way and the other way moves, then you pull it the other way moves. So for this sort of thing here, if my toes are on, I can feel that a little bit through the back, and I can feel that big sciatic nerve through the back of my knee, so that point there. Now, that means I've got tension on here. What I don't want to do is go and bring more tension on here because then I feel it even more, all right? So as I move forward and reach forward, I want to reach forward at the lower back of the thoracic and bend my head down, but as I do it, guess what? I'm pointing my toes. So as I reach forward to my toes, I point my toes down. That means I've kept the sciatic tension pretty much similar all the way through. And then when I bring my toes towards me, I'm going to back off and come up to there. So if you imagine, if I've got a neural system going from my toes down the back of my leg, up through my butt, up through my back, I'm sort of keeping it the same tension all the way through. So I've got it on tension, and then I'm going to keep it on the same tension as I go through. So as I reach forward, now my tension increases, I'm going to point my toes to keep the tension pretty much the same all the way through, and as I tuck my head, I'm going to point my toes even further and reach to there, and then as I come back my toes, I'm going to come back up into that point there, okay? Now, what I suggest you do is you start off in the first set is you work on just pointing your toes and back using a band, okay? So you point your toes, as you reach forward, you keep reaching and keep pointing, you tuck your chin under at the bottom there, work on that, and then come back. Now, you're not allowed any back pain with this. So if you're getting back pain, it's probably not the right thing to do. Go see the physio, see what's going on with it, okay? Don't persevere with it. So that's your first part. Right, I do maybe 10 of those, 20 of those, okay, to try and loosen yourself up. Once you do that, have a stand up, reassess it, how far forward are you going, what does your back feel like. The second set, what I do is grab on here, because you might be a bit looser now, so you go, I can actually get forward a bit. You go, that's not too bad, there's a bit of tension there. Now, this one you don't actually need the band, but I just keep the band on anyway. So this point here, what I want you to do now is my toes, because I'm going to hold on my toes are going to pull forward, it's going to pull me forward. So I've really got the tension pretty even now. And as I go forward, I really push forward, I can lean forward to bring my chin down. I can really feel that down the back of my legs. And then I can come up. So it's really all even now. Okay, so before, it's for when you can't reach your toes, you just got to sort of reach and come back. Now, if you're looser, you can get to here and it doesn't hurt. But at the same time, with this one, I'm going to keep myself from hurting because as I push forward, as I reach forward and increase the tension, I'm actually dropping the tension from my toes. So I'm keeping everything very even. And what I'm doing is really being effective with my neural flossing. So I'm flossing forward, chin down, and then back. I'm keeping that tension the same all the time. Now, if that gets easier, obviously, straighten your knees a little bit more. Okay, so get that, oh, there it is there. Okay, away you go again, and into there. Again, I do sort of 10 or 20 of those, and you should feel quite warm after that. You shouldn't feel pain after that. Have a stand up, make sure you're feeling right, and then go forward again, you know, and then, oh look, I can get a bit lower, right? And that improves your mobility. Now, for people who have had a disc problem before, you have to follow that up with extensions, because I've just been going into flexion a lot, okay, and I've been sitting, so it's not great for disc pressure going backwards. So I need to reverse that, back on the front, back into here, and try and reverse that disc pressure, okay? Even if you've got good extension like me, and you go, oh, that didn't affect it, I would still go through 10 of them if you had a history of disc problems. Because if you start doing neuromobilization, bending forward, heaps of flexion, you'll get to the point where out of the blue, you're going to start losing your extension, and then you start running into that old disc problem again. So try and safeguard that. The rule is, if you want to bend forward, you want to get your mobility going bending forward, make sure you don't lose your bending backwards ability. And then you know that you've improved or made sure that your disc pressure hasn't gone the wrong way, okay? So that's your neuromobilization. See how we go with it to try and improve your flexion and improve the mobility down the back of your legs that you probably thought was a hamstring issue or a calf issue. See if you can try this and see if it's actually a neural tension issue, and we'll see you next time.